Wimbo wa taifa inapoimbwa, tunaomba tuwe tayari sote kusimama. Tuondoke. Tunaomba wanapokaribia sote tusimame kwa heshima yao wa gwaride hili. Platoon ya 4 ya 5 ya kwanza ni enforcement officers inaongozwa na Hassan. Platoon ya pili wa enforcement inaongozwa na Hassan Adan Mohamud. Parade RSM ni Sergeant Yusuf. Drum Major Sina Ibrahim Isak. Taifa hili la Kenya inaweza kuwa na mashujaa ya kuonyesha umahiri wao nyanja mbalimbali. Anayefunga Sina Sergeant Yusuf. Bandi hili inaongozwa RSM Sergeant Yusuf. Tusimame sote waliokuwa katika jukwaa, waheshima wa vijana wanaoondoka baada ya maonyesho haya mazuri. Tuwapongeze hao vizuri. Asante vijana. Asante kwa maonyesho haya mazuri. Thank you.
Sasa nitasoma hotuba ya His Excellency the Governor. Our governor is not around today because he is on an official duty in Turkey regarding these drought issues and many other things. So on his behalf, I want to address the Mashujaa Day. Governor's address during the 13th Mashujaa Day celebrations at Mandera Stadium on the 20th day of October 2022. The County Commissioner, honorable members of County Assembly, honorable County Executive Committee members, parents, all protocols observed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm greatly pleased and honored as I join my fellow citizens of this great county of Mandera to commemorate the Mashujaa Day celebrations. This is the 13th anniversary of Mashujaa Day celebrations since the promulgation of the Constitution of the 2010, the 10th since the advent of devolution, and the 59th since our independence as a country. On this day, we honor and celebrate the men and women who liberated our country from the colonialists, as well as our modern-day heroes and heroines. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin with, I would like to immensely thank the great people of Mandera County for your overwhelming support for me, my Deputy Governor, and the UDM team in our recently concluded elections. We have promised that we shall steer this county ahead, and this we shall deliver, inshallah. Thanks to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we had the most peaceful election since 1992. The people of Kenya in general and Mandera in particular maintained peace before, during, and after the elections, despite the fierce competition. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, allow me to thank our former governor, current Senator Ali Ibrahim Roba, and his team for overseeing a smooth transition of power. Ladies and gentlemen, the Office of the Governor has initiated the process of constituting the county government. In this regard, we have already forwarded the names of the County Executive Committee members to the County Assembly for vetting. We are confident that the County Assembly will expedite the process. The County Public Service Board is also fast-tracking the recruitment of chief officers. Ladies and gentlemen, the process of County Integrated Plan, famously known as CIDP, preparation has started in earnest. In line with my manifesto, I pledge to involve the public in development planning process. We have public participation meetings ongoing at the wards and constituency level. I urge you, fellow citizens, people of Mandera, to participate in these activities and ensure the CIDP document captures your development priorities. Ladies and gentlemen, Alhamdulillah, our county and our region at large has started to receive some rainfall over the last few days. However, we are still facing the effects of the extreme drought and food security crisis. The last 4 consecutive years of rain failure or inadequate rains have caused the prices of staple foods and water to be unaffordable for many people. According to national records, the current drought has been the worst since 1974. While the drought has affected most part of the country, our region has borne the brunt and the worst part of it. Our economy has been devastated by the drought. We have lost hundreds of thousands of livestock, close to about 11 billion, which is equivalent to our annual allocation from the national government as a county. Drought has also affected our education sector. Many schools are experiencing financial stress and cannot provide food for the students. The hunger crisis could lead to malnutrition, which will have a long-lasting impact on the education sector. Therefore, there is a need to take urgent contingency measures, including water supply to schools and complementing the food supply to the 41 boarding schools and the 312 ECD centers in our country. We have appealed to the national government and development partners to supplement our efforts as a county. I also joined the President, His Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, during the flag-off ceremony of relief food to the most affected counties, including Mandera. We have received and continue to receive support from the national government and development partners, and we recognize and appreciate their contributions. However, due to the severity of the situation, many families still require support for themselves and their livestock. Therefore, we will continue engaging all partners and appeal to all people of goodwill for support. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to seeking support from development partners and the national government, we have undertaken several steps to deal with the drought emergency crisis as a county. In the next 2 weeks, we are planning to procure food relief for 60,000 families to help them mitigate the pangs of hunger which has been visited upon them by the drought. We have reactivated the county steering group for better coordination. I have also instructed the Department of the Devolved Unit to identify vulnerable households across the county and secure those in need of medical help are taken to the hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, even as we consider short-term interventions, we should not forget that we are in a protracted crisis caused by climate change. Moreover, the unpredictable weather pattern has made rain-fed agriculture and pastoralism as we know it untenable. Therefore, we must proactively think and invest in a more scientific way of cushioning our people. While we cannot deal with climate change and its impact on our own, we can adapt and mitigate it. I will now highlight our government's programs and seek support from each one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, saving lives and livelihoods will be one of the cornerstones of our administration. Our previous government, under the leadership of His Excellency Ali Ibrahim Roba, has invested considerably on infrastructure and other development enablers. Our task now, since we have infrastructure done, is to leverage the solid foundation already laid by investing in programs that will directly touch the lives of ordinary residents. Because of the impact of the devastating drought over the past few years, coupled with the economic effect of COVID-19 and social programs, we propose more urgent. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall support vulnerable households in many ways. As I have promised in my manifesto, we shall start a cash transfer program for 20,000 vulnerable households. across our county as soon as we finish mapping potential beneficiaries and devise a disbursement mechanism. We shall also provide medical scheme through the NHIF for 20,000 households across the county, targeting the ultra-poor persons with disabilities, people with disabilities, widows, and the elderly population. This program will also cover our National Reserve personnel and their families. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, our county has seen great improvement in healthcare sector in terms of enhancing numbers of medical professionals and facilities. However, we still have serious gaps in many areas of our healthcare system. To address the gaps in our healthcare sector, I have established a health task force comprising of highly experienced health experts to independently look into our current provisions and provide recommendations for improvement. This task force is essential, and I call upon our healthcare workers to provide the necessary support to help them undertake their tasks. I also call upon the public to use this opportunity by giving feedback to the task force when they visit your town or village to collect your views. Ladies and gentlemen, the late President Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. As such, education is a sector high on my government priorities. The Constitution of Kenya has devolved primary education, village polytechnics, and home craft centers and children facilities. These are important areas in the education sector and one that is the sole responsibility of the county government. As you are aware, we face many challenges in this sector, from teacher shortages to inadequate facilities, learning resources, and poor management of structures. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the technical skills shortages in our county, polytechnics and technical training colleges are underperforming. As a result, many of our young people are not utilizing the existing opportunities at these colleges. Whether that is due to lack of information, apathy towards technical skills training, or inadequate course varieties is unclear. We plan to invest in this sector significantly to leapfrog our county forward. However, while we are sure of the absolute need for investment, we must do so from an informed position. To this end, our administration will establish an education task force, like we did the health task force, to look at the current status of our childhood education, vocational and technical education provisions, and recommend the way forward. Although not a devolved function, primary and secondary schools educations are equally important for our county. Working with the national government and development partners, we must find ways to support our schools. Most of our schools have inadequate teachers, classrooms, and wash facilities. It is crucial for us as a county to support our schools. Ladies and gentlemen, the ongoing drought has decimated our livestock, the backbone of our county's economy. Almost everybody in our county has lost livestock due to the drought. As you know, livestock sales are the primary source of income from which families pay their children's school fees. With most livestock gone and the few remaining on the verge of dying, it is practically impossible for our people to raise money for school fees. That is why our county government has proposed and will, inshallah, implement enhanced bursary schemes going forward. We shall work with our county assembly to ensure that the right legal framework to support our education needs are put in place to enable us realize this objective. Ladies and gentlemen, to address food insecurity comprehensively, we need to look at the agricultural and livestock sectors critically. Almighty Allah has endowed us with fertile lands, a seasonal river, and an incredible landscape suitable for water, catchment, and gullies crisscrossing our county. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall undertake several programs to help us achieve food self-sufficiency. We shall establish strategic food production farms in every constituency and provide our farmers with the necessary farm inputs, such as seeds, fertilizers, technical assistance through revamped agricultural and livestock extension services, and adequate water for livestock. In addition, we shall support cooperatives and local business communities interested in venturing into value addition of animal and farm products as a means of job creation and economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, without the availability of adequate water, we cannot achieve our objectives of food self-sufficiency. Water is an essential commodity both for humans and animals. Therefore, we shall endeavor to construct major dams for irrigation, human and animal consumption in each of the 6 constituencies. I am happy that the UNICEF-supported satellite hydrological survey will submit its report mid-next year. The report will help us identify potential aquifers in our county and reduce the wastage of resources on drilling boreholes without sufficient and reliable data. My hope is that by the end of financial year, inshallah, the most water deficient parts of our county, Mandera West and Banissa, will have their water problems solved once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change phenomenon is evidently clear. The weather pattern has changed dramatically and its impact has been felt globally. Those of us in the arid lands who are already struggling with inadequate rainfall will be hard-pressed even more. As a county, we should not talk about climate change only as an academic subject, but rather be at the forefront in combating it in the best ways we can. Our government will scale up the greening programs started by the previous government. We shall initiate the following programs to combat the effect of climate change. We plan to plant about 1 million trees across the county in the next 5 years. We will introduce sustainable agroforestry practices to support food security and job creation while protecting the environment. We'll also promote plastic waste recycling, pilot aerial seeding of dry land, adapted indigenous grass and Sudan grass to improve fodder availability, among other interventions. I will urge each of us to be a climate change ambassador by encouraging our families and friends to plant trees in their homesteads, discourage tree cutting, and recycle plastic waste. Peace is an essential ingredient of development. As a county, we are fortunate that we have enjoyed peaceful coexistence for the past years. The occasional internal communal violence is a thing of the past. We thank Almighty Allah for these blessings. I also thank leaders at all levels who have worked extremely hard for us to enjoy the peace we have now. I will particularly thank our county commissioner, the security team, NCIC, Interpeace, religious leaders, and clan elders for their concerted effort. As a government, we shall continue to support all those involved in community cohesion. I call upon elected leaders at all levels to work with us and support every effort to enhance the existing community structure established for peace works. Ladies and gentlemen, last week's security incident in Libya town by terror groups in Somalia is unfortunate. This terror group is currently facing pressure from the communities and SNA forces, and they are therefore on the run, causing havoc everywhere they go. We call upon our security apparatus to be extra alert and repulse similar attacks within our borders. And finally, we can only achieve the life-changing programs we have lined up for our people if we have disciplined, dedicated, and honest workforce. This goes to our workforce in the county government. I am hopeful that most of our workers are ready and willing to serve our communities. Also, I must make it clear to all that my government will not entertain staff absenteeism, indiscipline, and worse, ghost workers. We are all fully aware of our county's high unemployment level. It is immoral and unethical for anyone to remain on the county payroll and fail to report to their workplaces. Anyone in this situation will have to choose between working for the county or their second employer. Let this be warning to all line managers who might be tempted to cover up for their colleagues. It cannot be that thousands of our youth are suffering from lack of employment, yet someone else is drawing salaries from two entities. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of Mandera have high expectations from all of us. We have confidence in our capacities and pledge that we shall not disappoint you. As we commence the work of the third county government, we pledge that this government will make a difference in the lives of our people. I wish you the very best in your endeavors as you return to your respective businesses. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the task ahead of us easier and guide us to the right path. May Allah bless you all. May the Almighty Allah bless Mandera County.